What do you do when you have a friend that comes to you, or your parents, or someone in your life, someone close in your life, that they come with the same problem over and over and over again? What do you do? Do you try to give them advice? Do you try to tell them that, like, I don't want to hear this anymore, I heard it many times, you're not doing nothing about it? Do you withdraw? Do you reject them? Do you yell at them? Do you bitch back at them, complain back at them? Do you just embrace them? Do you listen to them? What exactly is the best way to do? Or what do you do? Especially when someone that, if it's close to you and you hear them saying or complaining about the same situation over and over, and you see them like they dramatizing even that situation, and you know that they focusing on the negative, and of course they're going to just produce and attract and create that negative more into their life, and you love them and you want the best for them, but you don't know what to do. What would you do in that moment? What would be that? I would love to hear what you do. What will be your solution in this case? Or if you ever struggle with this situation, I know I have been struggling in many ways, and I've been trying all of them. I tried to just listen and nod and just be a ear, someone to listen to them and offer them that space. I tried to give them advice, and of course the advice was, you don't know, I know better. Or I try to literally tell them that, you keep complaining about the same thing and it's nothing gonna happen, and try to tell them what to do. Wrong. Who likes to be told what to do? Nobody, including myself. Nobody likes to be told what to do. And this, I'm trying to withdraw from it, and try to be busy and stay away and not give them the opportunity to to have the same conversation over and over again. And then I learned another unique way of helping someone, but without helping them directly. And this method, let's call it, I think is a very well method, because you give them the opportunity of the chance to do and choose whatever they want to do, but also you feel, if I can call it, in peace with your heart that you did the best you could in your own way. And this comes from the psychology, because the way our brain works and the way we don't trust people to tell us what to do, because, and again, it's by right, because nobody knows us better than us. So who is there out there to give me advice, because nobody knows how I feel, what exactly how I see this situation, and so on. So a good way to put the seeds in. And it's interesting that this conversation was happening today at my group call I have every Monday. I have a group call called Meaningful Conversations, and if you ever want to join it, it's a free call where we all come together. A bunch of us come together every Monday evening, and then we have a beautiful conversation on a topic, and we all share and we learn from each other, and it's just such a beautiful safe place to be and create literally meaningful conversations. Anyway, what I in this conversation we talked about, one of the participants was talking about this, someone is coming and complaining, and like complain and bitch about the same situation over and over again. And how many of you can relate with that? You always have someone, we all have someone in our lives, that a friend, a family member, or so on, that they complain and they focus on the negative, and it's just this, the vicious spiral that never ends. And you don't know what to do. You tried all of these things and you want to help the person, but they don't want your help, and you're sick and tired of listening them over and over the same thing. So one of the other participants was telling a story about what they did, and what triggered in me is a story that I heard and learned from psychology, is that instead of, when you have someone that like telling you a story, or they complain about something, it's all important to relate with them, like listen to them, give them the space to listen, and then relate with them. And the way you relate with them, instead of saying, oh, I've been through that, that is feeling like you're taking them, space and power, and now you want to connect with them through your own story. and try to give them advice because you did that, the best way to do it is to always put it in a different person. Even if it's your story or someone else's story, people relate differently if it's a third party, because now it's not coming from you, it's coming from someone else. So then the story goes like, if someone, a friend tells something, to listen to them and then say, I have a similar story. It's not mine, a friend of mine, or the sister of my friend, or so on. And then you say a story, similar story, but with the ending in a positive manner. So then that person, when they hear, if they want to hear, of course, then they can go home and be like, they may ruminate over it, they may like think over it and be like, interesting. Because now you give them the opportunity you plant a seed that doesn't come from you straight. It doesn't come like your advice, because I had this story, now you had it. Because it comes from a third party, it builds credibility and like you are relating with the other person's story, because now it's not, the other person's story is not emotionally attached to you and the person you speak with, or you try to relate with their story. And that, I don't know, it's a psychological thing that helps people to connect and be like, and be more open to look at someone else's story and maybe correlate in the hope that maybe their story can be similar, or if the other person did it differently, so now maybe I can do it differently. But it doesn't come from my spouse that tried to change my mind, or comes from my mother or my daughter or whatever that is. So that's a beautiful way of connecting with other people, by planting seeds without telling them directly what you want for them to do, or give them advice that people maybe are not open yet to do get an advice. So that's something I wanted to share with you, that we talked about in my meaningful conversation group call today, and I thought that maybe that will help you as well. So I hope it helps you. Share this with someone that might need to hear this today, with your friends, or maybe even your friend that is complaining about certain things. And it will be my honor and pleasure to hear your feedback and your takeaways on this, and how you deal with all these situations. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, you know the deal. Live your life like it's truly, truly yours. Bye-bye.